Adele. You'll just have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And I'll just check in on, okay, our attendees are just coming in now. I'm just reviewing our, so hello everyone, popping back in. I see some familiar faces, or rather names of your faces, so I'm seeing them up here. I'm really excited. This is part 2 of the September double whammy for the month of our leadership and resilience training with our amazing guest expert, Adele Tevlin. So just as a little, I thought I could give a mini recap of to bring us back to what happened last week, and then kind of let you lead for this week. And I know that you also mentioned that we could open it up for a Q&A today, which will be super exciting.
Okay.
Awesome. So 2 weeks ago, you really broke down manifestation in 3 simple steps. So really, number 1 was getting clear on what you want. Number 2 was feeling the feelings. And then number 3 was actually take action. So where you kind of joked it, a lot of the law of attraction stuff kind of forgets. And you gave us a bit of homework, which I will say that I did. One of them was, one of them was a 90-day goal, so I can't say that it's complete, but basically a little goal, 90-day goal. I can share mine maybe in the Q&A. And then for the next 14 days, so for the past 14 days really, you asked us to focus only on what we want, never on what we don't want. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I actually did that, because it's hard when you interact with other people, because you notice how much that comes up with others or even in conversations, and it's almost like, oh my God, don't even say that, because like I have a goal and you're almost interrupting it. So I'm not sure if it counts, but anyways, so not sure if you kind of want to give more of a summary or more like newer thoughts, or if we can open it up. I'll kind of let you lead. Let me know.
Okay, awesome. So cute. All right. Well, hi everyone. Is this kind of the same group that was last time, just so I get a sense? Sorry, you cut out there.
Oh, it looks like it. Yes. I know Michelle was there last time, and I believe Bliss Ray. Can't remember all the names, but definitely. Kelly said she missed the last one.
Okay.
But all of these folks, I believe you've all maybe put in the chat if you've all at least attended one of Adele's.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, great. So we'll do a little jam sesh today, and then we'll do some Q&A, and then we'll kind of wrap up, and I'll share a little bit about deepening this practice. So, okay. We talked about manifestation last time, and for those of you that weren't there, and even if you were there, again, right? Like, here's one of the things, and I said this earlier on another webinar that I did today. I feel like I'm just like bouncing from webinars. It's my life. It's awesome. And I said actually that I often have people in my classes who have done the class many times. Why is that important? Because every time you hear the truth, it goes deeper into your subconscious mind. It actually starts to like work on the belief. So it's like you can never hear it enough. So my invitation is, if you've already heard me speak before, or even if we've talked about manifestation, come at it newly. Because you're like, I listen to my mentor. I literally listen to him, like to different trainings that we've had every day when I go walking, like the same one. Because you're constantly, you have to understand something. Your subconscious mind, which only wants to keep you safe and the same, does not want you to change. So when you're like in class and you're listening to some of this information, there'll be parts of you that'll check out and tune out to what I'm saying. There'll be parts of you that go into resistance. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with any of it. This is totally normal. People get defensive, they get angry, they get like righteous, like all sorts of stuff comes up for people, especially around money. Notice for yourself, even you had that reaction last time, Kiki, like there's this like, oh my God, but like money is bad. No, it's not. You need money to live. Money is an exchange of value. And the more you value yourself, the more money you'll be able to command for your service. And it's an exchange. Like, I actually really believe, and for those of you who are practitioners, that the more you charge for what you do, the more invested. It's actually a gift to people to do that. It is not a gift to do things for free. It's not. Think of all the times you've given away stuff for free. Has that worked out really well for you? Never once in my life has that worked out well for me. And I've been in this business a long time. The reason it's a gift is that when people have to invest in themselves, notice how I say the word invest, because it's an investment like you would buy a house. When you have to invest in yourself, you show up differently. The people that you bring into your clients show up differently for themselves. Because what do they tell themselves when they invest? I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth spending as much money on personal development as I would a house. Why not? You live in your brain and your body. Why wouldn't you spend as much money on it? It's just a reframe. And so I say this from the place of whatever you're resisting or whatever comes up for you when we talk about money and manifestation and abundance, you need to be very clear, because that is what's holding you back. That's what's holding you back. You can actually ask this question. The theme of the week for me has been, what am I resisting? What am I resisting that I can't see the truth? What am I resisting that I can't see the truth? What do I mean by that? Well, what's the truth? Universal truths, of course. That's what we always go back to. The law of abundance, the law of prosperity, the law of cause and effect, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. I mean, I go deeper into these laws in the course, some of which you guys have signed up for, and I'll share. I go deeper into universal laws, but what do I mean? When you're coming from ego consciousness, you're coming from fear. Remember your imprints? We talked about that a long time ago. I'm not safe. I'm not good enough. There's never enough. The never enough is pervasive. I'm going to say something, because I think I said this before in one of our sessions. Kiki, remind me if you've heard this, where I said, if you have clients who don't want to pay you, it's because you have a double binding message about money. Do you remember that? That's like so important that we actually talk a bit about that, because if whatever objections people are giving you for not doing your programs, your courses, your products, your sessions, it's because you have some value conflict about either your own worth or money. What do I mean by that? Well, if subconsciously you have a belief money is bad, or if I make too much money, what are people going to think? What are my parents going to think? Especially if you are going to make more than your parents, there's a value conflict that you don't want to supersede your parents. Does that make sense subconsciously? So you keep yourself small. There's this beautiful quote I got to read you guys today that I meditated on this morning, and I actually thought of bringing it up today, and it's perfect. This is why it's so good when we just flow. Okay, this is a great quote, and it speaks exactly to what we're talking about here. And I'll read it twice, so don't worry. So the first time, just listen to what it says, okay? And it's from an author named Chin-Ning Chu. You don't need to worry about it. And he writes, the fear of success is much more powerful than the fear of failure. The fear of success is much more powerful than the fear of failure. And it's so true. This is what Marianne Williamson talks about in her whole quote. We're not afraid of our light, of our darkness. We're afraid of our light. You're afraid that if you become successful, people will see you. I actually had to deal with this week. It's so funny because everything I teach is always like happening, where the bigger I get, the more opportunities people have to look at me and then judge me. And then we subconsciously go into wanting to play it safe. Because what if people say negative? We don't want to be judged. We don't want to be abandoned. We don't want to be rejected. And especially by your parents. So if you grew up in a home where there was shame around money, subconsciously, you might have a very similar paradigm, which is why you can't bring in money into your life, or you have a hard time asking people to pay you. Does that make sense? It's like one of the most important lessons I've learned for myself is if people are not wanting to work with you, it has nothing to do with your skill. Like for the most part, all of us here are very good at what we do. But why does someone buy from Kiki and not you? Or why does someone buy from Joe and not Sue? Because it's the person that believes in themselves that wins. It's the most confident person in the room, the person of influence, the person who shows them, the other person, that they can, like, we call it a person of influence, where the more confident person will win. So you need to really get clear on your money story and take all the shame and blame and judgment out of it. What did you hear about money growing up? If you are not manifesting money in your life, abundance in any way, you have a block. That's it. You have a limiting belief, a subconscious paradigm, a fear of being successful. This fear of success is more powerful than the fear of failure. And I've got to tell you, the more you grow, and every growth edge will show you that, because look at someone like, there was this great example, like someone like Tony Robbins or someone like Oprah. When you are late on paying your taxes, nobody knows about it. When they're late, like the whole media knows. So you got to think about this. This is what then happens when you start to go above your growth edge, when you start to make a bit more money, subconsciously you're like, no, that's scary. So we have to get anchored in the truth. What's the truth? Well, I've been teaching some of these truths, like the universal truth that there's only abundance, that scarcity is a figment of the ego consciousness. There's no such thing as scarcity. When you go out in nature, have you ever gone into nature and seen scarcity? When it's winter, the leaves are barren, but the spring, everything blooms again. Everything is working in order with the laws in nature. We're the only species that cares what other people think of us. A tiger doesn't care what another tiger thinks. An acorn doesn't want to be a maple tree. But it's funny, but you have to relate to the laws of the universe and nature. Like, what's the truth? Because I said, what am I resisting? That's a really good topic for you right now, because it'll show you where you need to grow. So what am I resisting? This needs to be the thought of the day. That I can't see the truth. What's the truth? Well, I think we talked about this last time or the time before. I don't remember now. Forgive me. But I said something like, the truth is that everything you want is already here. Did we talk about that before? Yeah. The truth is that when I say, what am I resisting that I can't see the truth? So you go right to the place right now where am I experiencing a problem? Where am I having a problem? Go right there. Go in your life right now and go, am I experiencing resistance or a problem? Wonderful. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, what am I resisting that I can't see the truth? Meaning, when I keep coming from a place of fear and needing to control it, I stay stuck. I stay stuck. That's what's so important about today's lesson is you need to see that everywhere that you're stuck, it's because you're resisting something. You're resisting changing something, being something, spending something, investing in something, letting go of something. You're resisting something. You're staying stuck because your subconscious mind wants to keep you right there, grappling with the same thing. So when you say, what am I resisting that I can't see the truth? Right away, your eyes go to what you're resisting. Notice how it changes direction. Like you're looking over here as an example, and then you go, what am I resisting that I can't see the truth? And you go right to the thing. And you're like, oh, I'm resisting getting too big. I'm resisting making too much money because then people will look at me, or my parents might think I'm this, or I'm resisting because my boyfriend doesn't make as much, or my girlfriend or my mom, or that's what's going on in your mind. And then you say, well, what's the truth in this? The truth is I'm whole, perfect, and complete. The truth is I can have whatever my heart desires. The truth is that everything I want is already here. What do I mean by that? Well, if you have a desire for something, this is really important that you hear this piece. If you have a desire for something in your life, that means that you're in resonance with it. It means you're on the same vibration as it. That means it's actually really close to you. From a law of manifestation, it's actually like right here. You're just resisting something so you can't see it. So if your mantra this week was, what am I resisting that I can't see the truth? And you literally go, what's the truth in this? What's the truth in this? And you might say, the truth is I'm scared. The truth is I feel unworthy. The truth is I don't believe in myself. Then at least you're really dealing with what there is to deal with, as opposed to pretending that the reason you're not making money or successful is because it's somebody else's fault. That's really important. When you ask yourself, why am I trying to control my own growth? Why am I trying to control everything? It's because ultimately we do that because we think it keeps us safe. But then you say, what's the truth in this? Well, I'm not safe when I control anything. I'm actually pushing everything I want away. So do you see how that starts to knock all those things out? But the key here is that the truth is that if you desire something, it desires you. Let me actually take this one step further. This is a really, really important lesson. It's really good. Because it links into manifestation, but it's like manifestation is one aspect of it. But if you're resisting, you can't manifest. Does that make sense? Okay. So remember Mr. Stick? Actually, I'm going to draw his head a little bit bigger. You've got your conscious, subconscious, body. All parts of those each 3 part is your mind, 3 parts of the mind. And on one side of your subconscious mind, you have your desire. And your desire, as we've talked about before, is that innate part of you, that your soul's expression here. Like everybody has a very specific reason they're here. It's part of your purpose. It's like a blueprint. It's actually encoded in your subconscious mind. But on the other side, you've got fear and control. That's your paradigm. That's your imprints. That's like the need to feel safe. Don't worry, we'll open for Q&A after. So if people have got questions, we'll make sure we answer them. So you've got your desire and fear constantly battling each other. Do you ever notice that one minute you really know what you want and the other minute you're completely confused? Yeah, that's what that looks like. There's a part of you that's like, oh my God, I know this is my passion. The other part's like, what are people going to think? So when you let fear dominate, you stay stuck. When you let your desire lead the way, what happens is I always say this. Your ego, like fear, this part, will always tell you not to do something. When it comes to I'm talking about when it comes to your vision, not like go do drugs. Like I'm not talking about that. Okay. So let's not even put that on the radar. I'm saying like when you're doing your thing and you're in your zone and you're in your flow and you know what you want and then something derails you, your ego's telling you to stop. It's got a stopping strategy. All your egos have a stopping strategy. It might sound like getting sick, getting a headache, having period cramps, like whatever. Those are the ways you stop yourself. It's so wild. Your desire, your higher self, is always telling you what to do instead. It's actually constantly guiding you. So one of my favorite expressions is let go of fear and let spirit lead. Let go of fear and let spirit lead, like your spirit, your higher self, or spirit, God, universe, divine, whatever you relate to. Let go of fear and let spirit lead. What does that mean? So let's say I know I want to create something, like I'm on my path and an opportunity shows up in my life to have me go to another level. what happens is your ego will say, I can't afford it. I don't have time. You'll come up with excuses. And this is what your clients are doing too, by the way. So you want to learn this, not just for yourself, but what other people are dealing with. But here's the thing. If you let spirit lead and you're trusting that this opportunity is coming into your life to move you to another level, and you say yes, and the opportunity's up here, and you have to step up. You always have to step up to the opportunity, by the way, which is why it always costs money or time or an investment. You have to step up, because over here, once you say yes, everything that you need is on this level. This is a very big concept. So like allow it to percolate and probably watch this video again. So let me explain this again. Ever notice how as you grow and evolve, there's opportunities that come in your life. Like there's no such thing as staying the same. So you say you want to make more money in your business, but you don't get that you actually have to invest more money into your business to make more money in your business, or invest in yourself. Because if you're not growing, you're not even staying the same. If we're either going forward or backwards, okay? So what happens is an opportunity shows up in your awareness, and you have a chance to say yes or no. People that say no, they're doing so from where? A place of fear. Does that make sense? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I need to talk to my husband. Those are the three main objections you always hear from people. But is it true that you don't have time? Is it true you don't have money? People have money for anything that's urgent for them. Please write that down. People don't have a money problem. They have an urgency problem. It's true. Think about it. If like Kiki, if you had a dog and I was like, your dog got kidnapped, and then they were like, you owe me $1 million of ransom, would you be like, nah, just keep my dog, I can't afford it? No, you would burn the ships and make it happen. But you have to understand how ludicrous it is when you tell yourself you can't afford something. What are you talking about? Go sell the bag that you don't wear. Go sell the shoes, the 18 pairs of shoes in your closet. That's the level of urgency that you need to start to show for yourself, because that's what's blocking the same thing for everybody. So when you say yes to the opportunity and you let spirit lead you, everything that you need is on that level. What do I mean by that? The money, the time, the resources, the new people, places, and things, everything is at that level. It's not at this level, because that's not where the opportunity is. Does that make sense? You need to step up to your higher self. This is a really, I teach this in one of my more advanced classes. This is actually like a much more advanced topic, but because we've been together like 5 or 6 times, like I'm teaching this to you, this lesson will change your life. Here's why. You'll never give yourself the bullshit excuse again that you can't afford to do something that matters to you for your growth. You just won't. You won't even be able to say it to yourself. What do you mean I can't afford it? Or I don't have time? No, that means you don't want it bad enough, which is okay. If you don't want it bad enough, that's fine, but you need to tell yourself the truth. We all have money for what's important for us. We all have money when it's urgent. When people are sick and dying, they will do whatever it takes. And you guys are in the health profession, and there are people that need you desperately. And when they tell you they don't have money, you need to be able to dissect what that really is. What does that even mean, you don't have money? Maybe I'm not sharing the value. Maybe they don't have an urgency. Maybe I have a money block. Whatever's going on. That's why I love the question, what is the truth in this? What is the truth in this? The truth is that when you say yes to an opportunity that's right in front of you to take you to another level, you basically tell the universe, I trust you. So cool. And then everything, it's kind of like, the analogy is if you're climbing a set of stairs and you're on floor 5 and then you get to 10 and you overlook, you wouldn't have seen what was on floor 10 from floor 5, would you? It's the same principle. Everything that is requisite for the opportunity is there at that level, but you need to say yes first. And I think we've talked about this before with the cause and effect law, is people are constantly waiting for evidence that they should do something before they decide. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works. Cause and effect does not work that way. You need to decide that I am taking myself to, like, I'm doing this. And then you figure out how after. And actually, it becomes very easy to figure out how, because you proved to yourself and the universe that you have faith. And this is why most people have a really hard time getting to another level of success. Can you see why now? Can you see why it's hard for people? Because they're not understanding how the laws work. Every time I have said yes to an opportunity and I didn't know how I was going to make it happen, it was like the exact thing I needed to do for my development to get me to another level. Have you ever looked back on anything you've invested personally for yourself and regretted it from a personal development perspective? No, of course not. So it's like you need to start to see the opportunities as opportunities. You need to, as opposed to, see, for most people, the opportunity shows up like a problem. And I actually want to read you this from Think and Grow Rich. Give me a second here. So I teach from Think and Grow Rich in one of my courses, but I love this, and he speaks to it right away. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, one of the best books ever written on the law of, like, really understanding manifestation. And he writes, this is like in the first 2 pages. He writes, when opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in the back door and often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many people fail to recognize opportunity. Isn't that cool? What's he saying? Opportunity shows up with some pain, defeat, failure, money, time. It shows up like something you don't want, and that's why you don't see it as opportunity. Does that make sense? You think opportunity is Prince Charming bringing you something on a silver platter, and it doesn't work that way. It always comes with some level of discomfort. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to grow and to expand yourself and to then make more money? And then you're like, oh my God, now I have to fulfill on that. And it's like, it's constantly forcing you to level up. But people seem to think that success should be easy. I don't know where you ever learned that. It eventually becomes easy when you learn how to make it happen. Like now it's like manifestation is easy for me. But there's that expression, bigger level, bigger devil, right? Like you're always stepping up, and each step is like a stretch and a stretch and a stretch. But you need to hear what he's saying. When the opportunity came, and look at any opportunity in your life right now, which seems like a bit of a problem, by the way, it came from a different direction than expected. That's one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly disguise of slipping in the back door, and often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many people fail to recognize opportunity. Isn't that powerful? So take a look in your life right now at what you have been not seeing as an opportunity. Because you have it like it should be easy and flowy, and because that's what the law of manifest. See, that's the thing. This is where people get stuck in pop culture stuff around like it should just be flowy and easy. No, it's flowy, easy here. But you're not willing to do that. Does that make sense? It's easy once you decide, but it's not easy when you're in the, I don't know, I can't. And so you have to now look, what's in my life right now that's showing me, that's trying to give me a nudge in a direction, that's trying to show me an opportunity that I'm resisting because it's uncomfortable. what's opening up for you, Kiki? Is there something in your life like that?
Yeah. I'm writing all the, my problems down because I'm like, they're opportunities. And yeah, just to share a little example, it's not exactly a practitioner example, but more so with my supplements company. I keep getting opportunities to basically take on investors, but me and my business partner are almost like, do we want to prepare all of the fiscal statements and like share all of our finances? And it's like, it's so easy, me and you, like, let's continue bootstrapping it. And now I'm starting to see that it's like, no, I'm being scared of like taking my business to the next level, and by doing the seed A like fundraising, because I don't want to be seen. Literally, I don't want to show them all my finances, because maybe they'll be like, oh, but so you're not running your business perfectly, because like, what was this expense and what was that? And so it's like, I'm almost being like, no, it's fine, like we'll stay poor, like we'll do a smaller batch. But you're right, it's like probably like this annoying problem of like still being in debt for my business is probably just an opportunity to actually like get an investor to up level.
That's a perfect example. And the answer to that is you should go ahead and take these investors.
Yeah.
Because it's causing you all, see, that's a great example in real life. You are then exposed. What did I say before? The fear of success is more powerful than the fear of failure. Your finances are exposed. It's like your guts are on the table, and you don't want to be judged. So you play it small. You go into fear control. What did I say about control? I'm trying to control my own growth. You need to circle that one for yourself. I'm trying to control my own growth. Well, how am I controlling it? I'm just going to stay bootstrapping it when I actually have an opportunity to truly scale this business. That's the perfect example of what I'm saying. When opportunity shows up, for you to really go to another level, this is what you're dealing with on the back end. This is why it's so important to have, this is why I teach this as a program. You can see why it's a program. It's not a one conversation. It's seeing people in life and then like really seeing it for like 8 weeks and 12 weeks and like 90 days to like really change people's hardwiring, so that now, this is what it's like now after doing this work for so long. I literally look at something and I'm like, yes, no, yep, like it's just like so fast. There's no bullshit. There's no drama. There's no, should I call my mom and ask my aunt? No. Is this moving me towards my goal? Yes or no? Done. I trust myself. And when I'm feeling the fear, I do my practice, the 4-step process. I ask myself, what am I resisting? What am I unwilling to see? Oh, I'm resisting being exposed. That feels scary. Okay. Can I let that go and take an action anyway? Wonderful. That's it. This is the power of this work, guys. It's like, it's not just like, oh, that's a cool theory to write down in my notebook. This is like living your life this way. That's why we do this. That's why I have this as an ongoing program for people to get out of their own way, especially in the health and wellness world where you're charging $40 to see you, and then you're wondering why you can't make it work. I used to charge $40. Like, that's the point, is I've actually, and this is what I said to one of my groups the other day, like, I'm showing you everything, that all the secrets that I've used for myself to get where I am. And I've now used it with thousands of people. Like, I, in 2 years, have radically changed everything. I went 2 years ago from wanting to shut my business down because I was so over it to now, like, completely like exploding in a different direction. Not by accident, by doing literally this work, by literally being like, what's the truth in this? Healing my money mindset, understanding manifestation, imploring it in every decision I make. This is the power of it. It's not about, I want to understand this intellectually. It's about translating it to a behavior change. It's called a habit. And I call it the habit of accurate thinking, learning how to think your way through things accurately, not from your fear, but from, like, if I was your counsel, I'd be like, get out over bootstrapping and get this investor in, like, immediately, if not sooner. If I was talking to each and every one of you on this call, I would figure out whatever's going on with you in about 22 seconds and be like, okay, let's go, let's move. Let's get over that. That's the beauty of having a coach or a mentor, or having someone it's really just someone who's traveled before you. That's kind of like, it's like, has seen what's going on the 10th floor, right? And just saying, don't worry, it's safe to come up. It's safe here. Don't worry. Trust me. Just say yes. And I have someone in my life like that, and there's no way I would have gotten there without him, because he was the one that would say to me, like, every time I was scared to take the next leap, he was just held his hand out. And then I'm like, I would never have made this decision for myself. I wouldn't. So I hope that this is a really important concept to get. Rewatch this. Like, notice the fear and need to control. Kiki, you illustrated it perfectly. I don't want to show them my finances, because then they're going to judge me for how I spent my money. And that's the reason why you're not saying yes to the opportunity. When you say yes, everything that's requisite for the fulfillment of that opportunity shows up. The money, the projects, the resources, the team, the people, like everything. When you say no, you stay stuck. Now, that's a choice. That's a choice. But it's like, are you done being stuck? I always say, like, I've done stuff for a really long time. I'm over it now. Like, I don't want to stay stuck. And I don't like watching people stay stuck, because it's like you're punishing yourself, and you don't need to be. It's actually easier to make more money. And I think I said that to you guys last time. It's easier. It just requires you to really master psychology and really understand what's going on under here, and really see the way you sabotage yourself. Like, now I see it, and I just know that that's what I'm doing. Like, I know that that's that aspect. Like, I call it the trickster cat, like in Alice in Wonderland, where it's like this little thing, like, trying to sabotage me, but I just don't pay attention to it. I'm like, okay, shoo, get out of here. I'm working. So are there questions that people, this is a great place to, like, questions. It's opening up for people.
If anyone wants to pop their questions into the chat, we'll give it maybe a moment. Maybe as people are writing their questions, you can talk more about programs that you were hinting at.
Yes, absolutely. So I think I shared this last time with some of you that might have been on the call, but if you find this work interesting and you can see that this is like a process, and I teach this as an intensive course, because what I understand about the mind is that 1 minute you're clear, 1 minute you're unclear, and this needs to become habitual. What's habitual mean? When you no longer have to think about it. So that being said, I am offering a course called, it's my 4-week masterclass series, and I will post, maybe Kiki can post the link in the chat, because I don't know if I write in the chat if they can see it. But it's the ceoblueprint.co/masterclass. I can even write it on the board. So what is the masterclass? The masterclass is my foundation program. It's a 4-week program online over Zoom as a group. And it's 4 weeks of me live coaching you. Yeah, exactly. For 90 minutes once a week. It's pure magic. Like, we go deep into understanding all your limiting beliefs around money and your imprints, and like how you stay stuck. And I start to teach you how to really move out of it. The course is like almost 80% sold out, and it starts October 7th, which is in 2 Wednesdays from now. I've run this course 4 times, and honestly, it's fantastic. It's $297 for 4 weeks. So it's very cheap. The price is going up to $397 tonight at midnight. So if this is of interest to you, I would grab your ticket. If something inside of you is like, I'm done doing this, and you like me and you trust me, this is again, opportunity. Are you going to say yes or stay stuck? Perfect example. So I wanted to offer that to you because I love Kiki's community. I've had many people in this community actually go on to like level 3 of my program right now. There are people that started that are on like the 3rd level, and it's like, I'm teaching them how to completely manifest like the life of their dreams. And it's so freaking awesome to see people get started that are so timid or unsure or scared, and to see what they're doing. It's wild. So That's the program. But thank you for posting that. That's the perfect link. Questions?
So far, no one's typing.
No questions. No, no questions?
I guess I'll ask just
Yeah. Oh yes, here's Michelle. Going back to the money rebuttal, what are the ways that you help uncover the reasons why people may feel they don't have money for your service? Am I stuck or you?
Oh, it looks like Adele paused. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure if Adele is paused for you as well. She is for me. Oh, yeah, looks like she cut out. So, Michelle, your question, going back to the money rebuttal, what are ways that you can help recover the reasons as to why people may feel they don't have enough money for your service without being too aggressive? When people are telling you they don't have enough money, client that's seeking your service. I think that's a wonderful question. That's actually what I was going to ask Adele as well. Sort of like, okay, yeah, once you implement this for your own life, how do you kind of help other people understand that investment? So we do have one more training with Adele. Looks like her internet, for whatever reason, cut out. It's going to be October 22nd. And so maybe I can request that she kind of coaches us on how we can coach prospective clients on this, because it definitely sounds like it's something that we need to learn, but then also help our possible prospective clients learn as well. So I will have a chat with Adele about that, and so encourage you guys to come out for the 22nd, and hopefully we can dive into that more. Thank you, Michelle, for your question. We will get that answered 100%. And I'll wrap this up, as we were only supposed to go 40 minutes anyways. Sorry for the kind of abrupt ending on Adele. Looks like she lost, but thanks everyone for joining, and hope to see you October 22nd for the final round of our webinar series with Adele. Bye everyone.